What's going on, guys? It's KingTutsPro back with another video tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to do a sci-fi kind of interface effect. Now, this effect is really cool and very easy to do, of course. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to do it in Filmora because I haven't done a Filmora tutorial in a while, so I decided why not and show you guys something really cool that I've been presented, of course. This is a sponsored video, but honestly, this is really cool. Like, I've never really seen anything like this, and I've never really worked with anything like this. So when you import your video, it's going to give you sometimes a red bar and a green bar. Now, the red bar means it's not rendered, and the cool thing is that they actually finally added a render button, so you guys can finally render your video without the video being choppy and laggy. Down in the description is where you guys will find the Sci-Fi pack. And once you guys download it and install it into Filmora, you guys are gonna go into the text. You guys can add text, of course. They have lower thirds. They have a whole bunch of stuff here. They have this one that looks pretty cool. They have a whole bunch of different text titles and overlays, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But this is one of them, as you can see, different colors and different themes that if you're going for like a green or blue or red, you guys can do that as well. The transitions, if you go to the SF for the Sci-Fi, they do have a couple of transitions, as you can see, and gives you kind of that smoky grunge effect, kind of a texture, and that looks really cool if you're trying to switch in between clips. Since I only have one clip, it's not necessary for me to add a transition. If we go to the filters here, they don't have any specific filters for the Sci-Fi pack. Alright guys, so once you go onto the overlays right here, usually it's going to take you to the all, but you want to go ahead and go onto the SF for the Sci-Fi pack. Of course, it also includes the overlays for you. So this is where you actually want to go ahead and start on your video, adding effects and stuff and choosing your theme. You guys can do this kind of galaxy looking one. They have different colors. They have a blue one and a red one. And they also have a pink one, like a pinkish red. I'm gonna drag that right beneath the video. So we're pretty much done here, guys. So if we go back to the beginning and we push play, this is what it's gonna look like when it's rendered. And as you can see, it plays back smoothly. Now from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the elements. So in the elements, this is where we can add different stuff. So we're gonna go into the SF again category for the Sci-Fi. And here is where you actually add all of the cool elements onto the video. Now keep in mind, the more you add, the more graphic intensive the application will be and the slower it will be to edit. So right here is where I kind of place my hand on the screen right there, and I want to go ahead and add like a handprint kind of scanner thing. And they actually have this if you look down and you find this one right here. It's called Hive Mind something, and it just kind of gives you this really cool graphic interface. So I'm going to drag that right to where the time head starts, or where it is actually, and I push play. Now there is a small delay, okay? So what you want to go ahead and do is you actually want to move it a couple of frames to the left, or a couple of frames before you actually place your hand on there, because it takes a couple of seconds for the whole graphic to display. I'm gonna go ahead and just scale this and position it to my hand, or my palm, I should say. Now the bad thing is that when you zoom, like when you cut or trim a video or an element or whatever it is in the timeline, it also moves the time head, which is very annoying in my opinion. And I honestly hope they fix it, because if they don't, then I'm gonna cry. But as you can see, it suddenly just jumps right into normal speed. So as you can see, I'm having my palm there, and then it just disappears. That's what we want. And then I'm also gonna, now as you notice, this also disappears. So just drag that to the whole entire end of that video clip. And I would render again, but in this case I'm just gonna skip that for now. So it just restarts for some reason. I don't know why, but it does, so just ignore it. So right there is where I'm gonna add like this cool, you can do you can do this, or you can do this. This one I'm gonna use for my eye, so I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna use the one that I used. I think it was this one here. They even have different colors. They have orange as well, but I'm gonna use the green one. So this one looks pretty cool. And I'm also going to cut this because it does have that animation and it's kind of slow at first. We're starting like that, and then it looks like I'm touching it right here. So I'm going to drag that back, and I'm also going to go a couple of frames in. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag this and make it small so it fits kind of like that. Now what I like to do after this is I like to play it back. There we go. So a couple frames go back right there, and then that's where it disappears. So I'm gonna zoom in on here using the zoom tool, and I'm gonna drag this to around here. That's the problem, is that you don't know where you left off, which can be a big issue for a lot of people. So oh, that's pretty good. So that is pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a copy by pressing Command C. So if I push play, it goes there, and then I go a couple of frames more right there. And then all you got to do is, honestly, you just have to drag it over to where you touch the screen, you know, quote unquote touch the screen. So right there, and then right there looks like I do a for some reason a pan. So in this case, what would work best is like this one right here, and this one is looks like an arrow. So I'm just gonna drag that on here, and it looks like that, but you can see it goes the opposite way. So to fix that, just right click on that element, go to the show inspector, and then click on this button right here, and that will flip the element so it goes the other way, as you can see. So I'm also gonna shrink this, kind of trim it down to a little bit, maybe smaller like that, and I want to make sure that it actually makes sense. So push play, and it doesn't come in till like after here, like that. You can see that it's obviously not the best thing to do, but it works. Now, if you guys are having trouble, you know, where you left off here and, you know, trimming it, you can right click and just click on split, and it'll just split it at that time head. So you can just delete it. So that's one way to fix it. So it just goes like that. And from here, I think I used that eye scanner thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to, I think it was this one here. And of course, you guys can use different ones if you want. So I'm gonna drag that onto the timeline, and I'm also going to click on it. I'm going to shrink it down and have it so it's on my eye. So it looks like that. And then again, same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this one. So Command C, and go a couple frames using your left and right arrow keys. So there, press Command V to paste it. And you want to, of course, reposition it to wherever you left it at. So let's see. Looks like it's right here. Perfect. So push play. There we go. And then another one here. Cool. So now we have something like this. So if I go ahead and push play, we have all of those graphic interfaces looking like that, which looks pretty cool. All of the elements work together just great. And so this is what it looks like when you're finished, when you have all of the overlays added on here. And I also forgot to add the little eye scanner thingy. Yeah, something like that. So like I said, you can add more things if you want. So I'm gonna render it one more time, but you guys can add a whole bunch of other stuff if you want. It's honestly up to you. So like that, and then use my fingers to, you know, pretend that I'm typing on the screen. Got an eye scanner, typing in a passcode or something. And yeah, so if you found this tutorial helpful in any way, be sure to leave a like. This is really cool. This is by far one of my favorite packs that I've done, and I just really hope they fix that trimming thing where if you drag it, it also moves it with your mouse, which is kind of annoying. But other than that and everything that I've seen, it's pretty cool. Of course, you guys want to add sound effects and music, I will leave a couple of links down in the description so you guys can download it. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace out, take care, and enjoy your day.